I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is a continuation of the Low Self-Esteem Reading Room, aka Loser, an experimental illustrated novella about a man losing his sanity. Last week in May's Alien Anis Nin book, May wakes up in a mental hospital, criticizes the computer industry, and talks about a girl who OD'd at Occupy Vancouver. So we're continuing with May, Black. Lauren is in a tent. It's awkward and cold, the way she's lying down in her sleeping bag on her stomach, holding herself up with her elbows and typing, slow going, but sitting up wouldn't be, she tries it, much better. I wonder if Mitchell and Carmela can hear me tapping on the keys. They're in the tent next door. Birds sing, mosquitoes buzz, the air is sweet, and the trees are purple from pine beetle infestation. The man at the camp next to us said that if we did not shut the fuck up, he'd sneak over in the middle of the night and skewer us with his spear. Yeah, he's got a spear, a big one. We didn't call the cops or park rangers. My ex has a record. He makes friends with rich people for a living, then robs them. And he's been caught. This, along with his coke dealing, has landed him in jail a few times. His love of coke seems more pronounced than the last time I saw him. I'm not an addict. I'm high right now, though, regretting it. I hear Mitchell and Carmela have sex. Great. I'm not jealous, as long as they're happy, but Carmela had a meltdown earlier. She said that next time she'll stay home and Mitchell and I can camp without her. Mitchell can be a tool. When he's high, he forgets things. He's lazy. Like he expects his girlfriends to keep their relationships going while he just pays the bills. Carmela, she's an escort. She probably makes more money than he does. She charges something like $1,000 a night, yet around him, she puts herself down. She nags him about forgetting things, then apologizes profusely, saying she's nagging him because she had a bad day. Yet, from what I hear, it sounds like he screwed up and deserves the beratings. I end up listening to her tell tales about how she screwed up and how he tried so hard and didn't deserve the treatment she gave him. If I say anything, she calls me holier than thou and snobbish. It's like she's holding me hostage to her view of the world, which involves Mitchell being her savior. But he's not. She's holding me, herself, and even Mitchell hostage to a story she makes up. Make the below gray like unapproved comments on Gawker.com. I'm not going to read it. It's essentially the same thing with a little bit of editing, and it's in first person. I don't know what you guys think, if I should just remove it all or leave it. Thin Black. Thin, as in not rich and deep, but cheap and faded, like a t-shirt that's been worn too many times, or a print job, someone who doesn't know what they're doing or is trying to save money using only black ink, unenhanced with C, M, or Y. Thin Black, like me, cramming all the work I can into my days, afraid of having no work, not because of poverty, but because I'm afraid of having nothing to do. Let me try that again. Thin Black like me, cramming all the work I can into my days because I want to avoid facing the issues in my relationships. Ugh. One more time. Thin Black like me, cramming all the work I can into my days because I do not want to face my complete lack of confidence, or worse, the realization that I do not know the first thing about being a friend. Seriously, how do you do that? My idea of friendship is idolization. Intellectually, I know these are two different things, but how do I bring this knowing into doing? How do I learn to forgive people's faults, but more importantly, to believe that there is something about me that can be useful to them, and that I can give this without losing it? I work so hard just so I don't have to think about my very real lack of friends. However, the hard work makes me judgmental and haughty. How do I bridge this stuff, make my thin old t-shirt a thick new one? But I love my old t-shirt. I chose it so carefully. I hear some part of myself scream. Ha. I pay in time for rare, inexpensive clothing, or used to. These days, I mainly dress conservatively, wanting to increase my appeal to clients in the realm of graphic design. Thin, thin, thin May. May, who when she does spend time with people is so full of complaints about them. No one will ever be good enough. No one will ever match my first friend, Jesus, because no one will die for me on a cross like him. Why exactly did Jesus die? So that I could live, so that I would not have to go to hell. To get rid of the original sin that Eve put on all our souls? Here's where the tears well up again. Who fucking said that? Eve, woman, was the bearer of original sin. Fuck you, religious scholars. Fuck you, alpha male spiritualists. Why do you make this shit up and feed it to the poor and desperate? So they can keep the cycle of poverty and desperation alive? No one benefits from ideas that create division and distrust, especially at the root of human relationships, the male-female bond. Sure, there may be an immediate gratification for power-deprived men in that they feel superior to women, but what about the long term? We know men and women are equal forces, even if the books, stories, and histories we read are all about men. We understand the paradox that women are pushed out of these stories because the stories are composed to impress them, to gain their love and approval. But does this create strong long-term bonds? Does this give women and men the internal strength to trust each other and work together for strong communities and civilizations? No. It creates a bunch of sock puppet heroes and leaders. Interlude for a friend who committed suicide. Jai, Jai, Jai. Jai means victory. Would you call this a victory? Did you cheat life? You did. Did you cheat yourself? Why? You walked like a petulant child. You were what, 50? If you were straight, I would have loved you. Not that you would have loved me. Oh, fuck it. You left. You gave me crutches, then left. This isn't poetry. You took it. You took my fucking poetry, Jai. You had migraines. Your eyes stopped working. God is a fucker. There is no justice. If I could stop crying long enough to find the silver lining, there is one, apparently. Can you see me, Jai? Are you spread out over the earth, stretched so thin and gray that you cover the planet, the universe? Do your eyes work? Is your headache gone? Are you happy? Fuck happy. Are you at peace? If I had a cloak that was the universe, the darkness in the universe, the emptiness, the quiet, the never-endingness, with a silver lining that was you, I'd wear it every day and smother this fucking world too. Black, number 2. Disturbing dreams about gardens, dead pets, and my future. Black, number 3. Everything's great, but nothing's great. Rose wants to be my friend. Rose wants to be my friend the way Danielle wanted to be friends. She looks up to me, thinks I'm cool or something. Probably admires my confidence. If only she knew. I won't push her away. I pushed Danielle away. I won't do that again. Black, number 3. I was thinking about something I wanted to write down, an important concept regarding worldview. Was it something about humor? Something about me wanting to be a comedian, but failing miserably. Black, number 4. Okay, this pain I feel in my gut and heart right now can't even draw a picture here of a person drowning, a cartoon, a line drawing doodle with a pen, or a watercolor. How about an oil painting? How about the scream? Nope. It's got to be an actual drawing by the artist or writer of the work and not a reproduction. It's the doing that matters, not the content. Better close that bracket. How do I move from weakness